Hello, Fear the Meerkat here, and welcome to another episode of the thing it says on the screen. Now, I'm not going to be doing an Easter egg this time because, well, I don't really feel like it. I don't know how the other one went because I haven't really had any feedback and I haven't really been able to actually watch the video either. I've had internet problems for the last couple of days. Actually need to do some work on thumbnails and annotations and stuff like that for my last Legend of Zelda video, which I think I'm pretty lucky to have managed to get the thing uploaded, so I will be doing that hopefully soon, as soon as I can use the internet for that. Anyway, in the meantime, I'm going to continue with this, and it'll be uploaded when it's uploaded.
Beam down coordinates selected.
I believe that's Ensign Kallstrom. I haven't gone very far on Eleanor yet, so a lot of this is as new to me as it is to you.
Can you locate the source of the Cochrane field the ship's sensors detected?
The Cochrane field source lies in this direction.
Which direction?
If the source of the Cochrane field emissions is truly an operational computer, there's no telling what we might learn.
I just hope there's enough information to allow us to find the Unity device.
It wasn't pointing in any direction. Which direction do you mean? Can't go through that way.
Can't go that way.
Fair enough.
It did not work. It did not work. We believe that the Chodak used drones for many purposes. It did not work. Readings indicate that these are the remains of a Romulan.
I really like the way these eyes sort of move around like that. That's cool.
The device on the derelict drone looks interesting.
I don't read anything unusual. It did not work. It seems designed to freeze logic circuitry.
Welcome to Eleanor. Do you have anything to declare? Please note that the Emergency Warp Act is in effect.
I wonder if this drone knows that more than 900,000 years have passed since its creators became extinct.
Probably not.
It looks like a storage compartment. It's empty. That won't help now.
Okay, obviously. I don't want to risk getting hurt.
We will surrender our phasers.
And my guess is that that thing, those ashes, didn't agree to it, so...
That won't help now.
We don't know what else we're going to run into. I think we should go back to the ship to replace our phasers.
We must still deal with the customs drone.
We've got to disable the drone.
Okay.
There is a passage behind the grill. The seal is composed of a softer material than the grill. Phaser setting H should vaporize the metal seals on the grill.
Ah, I see. In that case, I am going to start again. I probably shouldn't do, but I will. Alright, I might cut some of this out. Okay, well, I'm back, and it looks like I'm gonna have to find a way to deactivate the drone, and then take out the device.
passage is taking us farther away from the source of the Cochrane field.
Well, if data had been more specific...
It looks like this is part of the environmental maintenance facilities of the planet. The panel might contain the information we're looking for.
It's a curious combination, Captain.
What do you mean?
Well, a lot of this stuff looks pretty dated by Federation standards. Other things are so advanced, I can't even guess what they're for.
Well, I suppose it makes sense if they've started from sort of zero and kind of created their own technology separate from ours.
We might be able to use the Chodak isolinear rod to activate this panel.
Then they're not going to have developed everything that we have. They've created their own stuff and failed to create other things, so...
It appears to be a control panel. It appears to be a control... It appears to be a... It appears to be a...
Ah.
There! This appears to be a list of events.
I can't tell what time span the list covers. Line entry F could be us accessing this panel.
The unscheduled arrival at line D is probably our arrival.
Exactly. Then Sentry AA3-G must be that derelict drone.
Let's go back to the first page of entries. Line 6 must be the Romulans' arrival.
It looks like they used the transporter and then returned to the arrival area.
Perhaps they destroyed the main transporter to prevent anyone else from finding any information about the Unity device.
It looks as if the Romulans landed a shuttle in some kind of landing dock as well as beaming in. I wonder why.
Right, basically I'm going to skip over Access Main Database because I already know that there's nothing there. So it doesn't say anything helpful, it just says that you can't activate it at the moment. So I'm not even certain that you have to do this, but I've always done it, so... That's all we can do from here.
That appears to be the only other exit from this chamber. It's just a scrap of metal.
Well, we never know when you use scrap metal. Don't know where we got the wire loop from. Looks kind of like a paperclip. I guess that we got it from underneath the sheet metal.
The large drone appears to be repairing the smaller one.
I noticed an infrared flash transmitted between the two drones. I think it might have been some kind of deactivation signal.
We could attempt to duplicate the pulse with the tricorder's output synthesizer.
And that might allow us to turn the drones on and off ourselves.
Interesting. The system works by separating the factors of the fifth-order hyperbolic equation and...
Data, just do it.
Yes, Captain.
It doesn't appear to be a threat. It could simply be a maintenance drone. It appears to be fully operational.
But we could deactivate it if we want. Which means we could go back and deactivate that previous one. You may have noticed that Geordi LaForce wears something across his eyes. In case you're not a big fan of The Next Generation, that's his visor, and that allowed him to see the infrared flash in question. Anyway. going to save it here in case I mess up the encounter with the drone.
It seems designed to freeze logic circuitry. It seems designed to freeze logic circuitry.
Fair enough. Now, I've never gotten this far before, but I have an idea about what we have to do now. Actually, this is the second time I've recorded this, and the first time I didn't actually notice that you could realise that you could remove that object. So I sort of got stuck in front of this door for a very long time, and then had to look it up using the strategy guide.
It's closed.
Yeah, that was succinct.
It appears to sense the approach of the drones. The logic circuits controlling the door are inside this housing. It's closed. It did not work.
Not that. Circuits.
It did not work. It worked.
First time I've ever heard him say that. This is a truly terrible title for a save game, I have to say.
We should leave the logic inhibitor here to prevent the door from closing behind us.
Fair enough. Oh, right, it does automatically. Well, okay, that's good. Means we won't be able to use it again, but better find out what this thing does before we do anything to it.
Its energy cells are almost depleted.
Well, let's find out what there is to do before we activate it. Now, I don't want to look at Kalstrom. I need to stop sort of muttering to myself whilst playing these
It's
games.
a display panel.
Oh gee, I would never have guessed that.
It appears to be a control panel.
I don't need to be told this again. Yes, it's a control panel. Well done.
There.
You get the control panel merit badge. Well, I don't know what that does, but
It appears to be a control. This whole device must be some kind of charging station. This equipment is capable of generating extremely large amounts of energy. The floor panel is connected to the capacitor.
okay, so my guess would be we can't walk on that now. So I'm just gonna turn the power off. Maybe we need the drone later on, would be my guess.
Captain,
Ah,
looks like we're going to have to return.
no we're not.
Could it be a... That is...
I'm sorry, I'm just
We can't-
skipping over this. You'll have to hear it some other time. Right.
We should leave the logic inhibitor here to prevent the door from closing behind us. This section of floor looks metallic. It did not work. Its energy cells are almost depleted.
Right, at this point I have as much idea as you do,
It
basically.
appears to be a control. There.
I am not certain it is safe to proceed.
No.
We should turn the power off before we cross.
There appears to be an opening at the other side of the walkway.
The capacitor doesn't seem to be losing its charge.
I calculate that at the current leakage rate, the charge will have reached a safe level in 3.75 years.
Okay. So we need to do something.
The floor panel is connected to the capacitor. This equipment is capable of generating extremely large amounts of energy. This whole device must be some kind of charging station.
So, I wonder, maybe we can drain all of the energy from that thing by putting it into the droid. Right. Well, that did that. Send another drone through here.
The charge in the capacitor is still large enough to be lethal.
Right, you might have missed some of that because I probably cut some of that out. Basically, I used the strategy guide and I had to do a whole load of things to get it to work. So I will explain the procedure to you. At first,
Who are you? Where is your master?
Speak.
I am Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the Starship Enterprise. I have full authority to represent the Federation.
Please follow me, sir. Our master will want to speak with you. Follow me, please.
Right, I will explain the full procedure to you and then I will save it and end it for this episode. Right, at first you have both the station off and the power off, and a drone comes along and you allow it to drain some of the power. Then you have the power off but the station online, and another one comes along and drains some power. Then you fire at it like I just did, and then those two creatures come along, and that's as far as we're going to get for today. I don't know how long this episode is going to be, but it'll be as long as it'll be, basically. And so that's it from me until next time.